Welcome back to Booktalks podcast. This is Kayla.
And Marissa.
And this week we read Sunrise on the Reaping. So this is a special spoiler warning because we will be spoiling not only Sunrise on the Reaping, but all of the Hunger Games and whatever the fourth book was called. I always forget it.
Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Yes. So after I finished this book, I proceeded to watch all of the movies twice while I was moving. And I have changed my opinion on how annoying Katniss is. I actually don't think she's that annoying anymore.
I'm glad.
I used to think she was like the most annoying main character ever. I mean,
How
I like the
dare
books, but her monologue was annoying. But I take it back.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
She's only slightly annoying.
No, she's pretty cool. I kind of love her.
So I'm in my Hunger Girls phase again. Who would have thought? Like, if you would have asked middle school Kayla if she'd be still in her Hunger Girl phase.
Yeah. I mean, it's an easy phase to go back to because, like, dystopian times. Also, it's set in the US, so it's, like, relatable or whatever. And, like, the movies are so good. I honestly think the movies follow the book so well. Obviously, they leave some things out, change some things, whatever. But as far as movie or book to movie adaptation goes, they're phenomenal. So it's like it's easy to slip back into your Hunger Girl phase. Or keep saying Hunger Girl. Do we mean Hunger or we mean Hunger Girl?
No, Hunger Games. Did I say Hunger Girl?
You said Hunger Girl and then I just said Hunger Girl. I'm in my Hunger Girl phase.
I didn't have dinner yet, but I'm really not that hungry.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
no, I think they do such a good job. I've been seeing the casting of this one too, and it looks like it's like crazy. It's like a dream cast. Like I couldn't
so good.
think of one better. Like it's so good.
Literally the fans, I feel like the fans casted this movie because all the fans were like, you should put this person as, Maisley, you should put this person as this person, and like every single one, they went ahead and just casted. Like the only surprise was Haymitch just because they kind of chose someone unknown, but you said he's in We Were Liars?
Correct.
Crazy. Book world.
Haven't finished that series yet. I'm gonna get attached to just be sad again. Yeah, reading this and then We Were Liars back to back was just like kind of put me in a book slump a little bit.
But you've started Unproblematic Summer Romance, right?
No, I haven't. So when you texted me yesterday, I had no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, I thought on Goodreads you had marked that you started it like, I don't know, last week or something. So when I texted you, I thought I was behind. And like I texted you, I was on page 50 and I sent you a screenshot, like everything. And I was like, oh, she's probably already way past this. And then you didn't respond. And I was like, maybe she isn't way past this.
So for those who don't know, I moved out of Manhattan on a Wednesday. And it probably took me until like yesterday to get like I couldn't even get into my kitchen. It was like just boxes. So there wasn't much time for reading. So I will be commuting to the city for work tomorrow, my first commute, and I hope that I'll have an hour to read every like twice a week, but like in the morning at least.
Yeah, that's exciting. Get some, use out of that commute time.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and romanticize it and make it like a cute little reading time on the train. We'll see how long that lasts.
I couldn't do that because I get motion sick. So I could do audiobooks though, but not like physical reading.
I get motion sickness on everything but trains.
Weird.
Do you get motion sickness on trains?
I get motion sickness on everything.
Do you get motion sickness when you're driving?
I didn't used to, but I've started to now that I've hit 30.
That's unfortunate.
So it is super unfortunate. It usually coincides to like if I've eaten recently or not eaten recently enough. So it's not like every time I'm driving I get motion sick, but there have been a couple times where I've been going through some like bouncy roads and I'm like, man, I gotta get on the interstate. This sucks.
I only get it when I'm a passenger. Well, I also don't drive much still. Even though I moved to Long Island. I live like 5 minutes from the train station and 5 minutes from the grocery store and 5 minutes from the beach. So I don't know when I'm gonna get a car. I really don't want a car. So I'm gonna try to avoid it as best as I can.
Yeah.
So we'll test that theory when I drive, inevitably. But let's get into the book.
The book.
Yes. I didn't know what to expect walking into this because at the Hunger Games, we end off or begin with Haymitch being a drunk.
Haymitch was always my favorite. In my fantasy world, I was his girlfriend. So there's that. Moving on, he's like a father figure to Katniss. So he has an important role. Like he's mentoring her and he's rooting for her. And so like it's so easy to like Haymitch because he likes our main girl. He roots for her. I mean, when it comes down to her versus Peta, he chooses her. Like he's like, she is my girl. So in that reason, I like him, and I've always liked him. I've always been obsessed with him. But yes, at the start of Hunger Games, our first introduction to Haymitch is him drunk falling off the stage at the reaping. I don't know if you recall that from the book, but that's what happens in the book. And it's like, he's a drunk. So you kind of just dismiss him. But he becomes really important to Katniss, so he's important to me.
So yeah, going into this book, I knew it was going to end so tragic for him that he was going to get to this point in life, and I knew it wasn't just the games because he starts off this book with like a happy family, a girlfriend who is loosely related to Lucer Greybeard,
Hmm.
or I don't know how loosely. I feel like they are purposely a mystery of how she's
Yes.
connected to her.
Yes.
So you know something's gonna go wrong, and you're like, but how? And it's like a hard read because you're like so into it, and you're like, something's that's gonna happen, and it's not gonna be a happy ending, and I hate that. I hate that. Also, I just think it's still twisted that we're still reading about books that kids of killing each other, but I've just accepted that fact at this point.
Yeah, I remember the first time you and I talked about the Hunger Games, and you told me you didn't really like it because it's like kids killing each other and like it doesn't sit well with you. And I'm just like, excuse me, I want Finnick Odair's book, I want Mag's books, like I want all of them. I'm sorry if that makes me like the Capitol, but I need to know everyone's story. And the fact that 23 other people die, or in this case, 40, not technically, actually 50 people end up dying in this one because of the whole Luella Lulu thing. But I'm like, I have to find out what happens. It's very important to me. I will say it was hard sometimes to root for Haymitch, not because I was rooting against him, but because I loved Maisley so much.
Yeah, I really like Maisley. I would really want her to win, and I knew she didn't.
I know. That's what's so hard. It's like you go into it knowing how it ends. You know everyone else is going to die. So it's just like how it unfolds that you're trying to figure out. But yeah, Maisley sucked because she was amazing.
And also Beatty's son, like,
Oh,
just ripped my heart out. I can't.
I did not know how he was gonna die, but I knew it would be bad because Beatty's one wish was that his son went quickly. And so I was like, okay, so it's gonna be painful, it's gonna be slow, but to be eaten alive by squirrels was kind of a lot.
It was very fast. That chapter, I was like, I had to reread it. I was like, wait, what just happened? Because he's like in a dark hole. Like, I don't know if he did it right or not. And then he comes up, and then the squirrel attack. I was like, very much like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah. So I literally had the exact same feeling. I didn't really reread it because I was just like, whatever, I gotta keep going. I'll figure it out as I figure it out. But the one thing that confused me, I was like, so did they drown the brain or not? Because like it seems like he drowned it, but then it was like, did they just have a backup generator so everything just went on as normal? That sucked because obviously like his whole thing was, I'm gonna drown the brain, I'm gonna break the arena. And then it's like, well, he kind of did, but the Capitol was also like, we have a backup generator, so you didn't. And now we're gonna just blow up the volcano.
Which, Beatty, being as smart as he is, wouldn't he know that?
You would think, like, he's considered the smartest person in the capital, in the districts. Like the capital will not kill him because he's so smart, and he didn't anticipate there'd be like a backup generator. I don't know. It was, yeah.
And so I was confused. I thought him drowning the brain caused the eruption of the volcano.
I briefly thought that as well. And I don't know, maybe it did, but I don't think it did. I feel like the capital blew up, like the game makers had that happen. But
Like they were
maybe.
mad. Yeah, I didn't. I was confused because then at the end was Snow just wanting Haymitch to win and like destroying everybody else, so then he could make him suffer in the end.
No, because like, so there's that scene where Haymitch ends up at Plutarch's mansion and he has that conversation with Snow. And Snow literally said, like, I literally have it quoted here on my computer somewhere where he literally says, like, basically your fate sealed. But he says something like, but it's good because it means like Lenore Dove and your family can live. So he's like basically saying, like, hey Mitch, you're gonna die in the games, but oh, your family can live, so it's a good thing. So like as we get into the games, like when they killed off Maisie, I was like, it's weird that Snow's not sending the mutts after Haymitch because he literally told Haymitch like you are going to die in the games. Like you've sealed your fate when you pulled that stunt the parade, so you're going to die. And it's like, okay, well they had mutts for Ampert, they had mutts for Maisie. I was kind of surprised nothing came after Haymitch to try and kill him off. It's kind of like you said, it's kind of like Snow let him live cuz I feel like he should have died sooner.
It was like three times. I think it was like another occasion where the Mutts went after two other tributes and like didn't touch Haymitch. And I felt like after he drowned the arena, Snow was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make sure you win,
Mm.
and I'm gonna kill everybody else so you can suffer."
Maybe, honestly, it's as good a theory as any because I was equally surprised that Mutz didn't come after Haymitch specifically. And I mean, obviously, I knew he lived, so it's like maybe we just had to, you know, maybe Mutz couldn't go after him for that reason, but maybe it was like a revenge thing. Like, oh, you blew up my brain, so you know what? I'm gonna let you live just so you can watch everyone you love die. I
I
probably shouldn't
think
have said that with a smile on my face.
I do think Haymitch had a relatively easy Hunger Games.
You think so? He had to fight double the tributes.
Yeah, but he hid half the time and was kind of just chilling. He only really had one fight with somebody.
He
He
did,
had like
yeah.
two fights, and the second fight he just like used the force field to kill the person.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't like fighting off mutts or anything really like that. Like he was kind of just chilling in the bush half the time. Got sent food all the time. Was never hungry. Was like sipping juice. Like it was. I don't discredit him. Like yeah, he had like 40 how many 48 47 people had died, but like I don't know, I feel like he had a relatively easy game compared to other winners.
Maybe. I mean, I guess if you put it like that, maybe. It felt like it would be absolutely terrifying to go in with, nearly 50 people. And on your first day, only like, I don't remember if it was 13 or 18 of them died. But like, not even half of them died. So it's like, oh, shoot, you still have to kill like 30 people or, 30 people still have to die. Like, I just feel like that would be very overwhelming. Like the sheer amount of people that have to die for you to get out. So like in that sense, I didn't think it was easy. But yeah, I guess he was separated from people for most of the time. So maybe it was an easy Hunger Games, but it was still rough.
No, it was a rough game, but like his journey wasn't as rough as others. Like he was away from the volcano. He
Yeah.
was just chilling in a bush.
Yeah, that's true. Maisley had it much harder because she was at the volcano and like I'm pretty sure it erupted and she got out in time or whatever. But then like, I mean, she killed other people. Hamish probably, I don't think he killed very many people. I think
He
he
killed
killed
like
like two.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and I feel like Maisley killed way more people.
And she witnessed like the bloodbath at the cornucopia. Hamish just ran away.
Well, but he had a mission. He had to go drown the brain. Oh, that's why he ran away. It's not that he was scared.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying in the overall of trauma, like I don't think like if he got home and his mom and brother weren't burnt to death and his girlfriend didn't die, he wouldn't be as depressed as he was.
Yeah, to some extent, sure.
I don't think the games traumatized him as much as other games.
Yeah, I mean, watching his mom and brother burn to death and then feeding his girlfriend the gumdrop that killed her probably was pretty traumatic. But yeah, I mean, I think he still would have had issues, but maybe he wouldn't have become the drunk he was if he had just made it out alive and everyone had been fine.
That's all I'm saying. So I would say this book makes book two of the Hunger Games hit so much deeper.
Mm-hmm. Catching
Like book
Fire.
one, fine. It's like actually like it. There's like little things that kind of hit, like whenever he calls Katniss sweetheart. I'm like, oh, that's cute. Um, but Catching Fire, where all these players come back to play and how mad they are to be back after they've
Mm-hmm.
literally have been under Snow's thumb, like control for like 20 years now, 25 years. It was pretty epic. I didn't realize that Mags won the 11th Hunger Games. So after Lucy
Lucy.
Gray Baird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I remember when A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes came out, people somehow knew Mags won the 11th Hunger Games. I guess it's probably mentioned in Catching Fire, and I just didn't remember. But so when that came out, a lot of people wondered if Mags would know who Lucy was since Lucy had won the year before. Now, the pushback on that is that the games weren't as widely broadcasted to the districts back then, so maybe Mags wouldn't have seen the 11th or the 10th Hunger Games, so maybe she wouldn't have known who Lucy was. But like as far as District 12 goes, Katniss mentions in the first Hunger Games book that they think there was like a female winner way back when, but like she's long gone, long dead. They don't even know her name. And like we obviously know Snow tried to erase Lucy off the map, but it's like, I wonder if Mags would know her name and like I don't know if that ever played into anything about Mags and Snow's relationship.
It seemed that Lucy's family purposely never spoke of her.
Yeah, there were a couple times where Haymitch brought something up and Lenore was like, "Oh, I'm not going to talk about that." Like the Bairds and the Covey people know more than they're letting on.
Well, so whenever they buried Haymitch's girlfriend, I forget her name right
Lenore
now,
Dove.
Lenore Dove, they said there was a stone for Lucy.
Yep.
But I don't know if that's a real stone or if she ran away.
It's supposed to be a mystery. No one knows. I have a couple theories about what happened to Lucy. My personal favorite theory, well, it's not like my favorite in that I like the outcome of it, but just like maybe my most unhinged theory. And these are not mine. These are ones I've read on the internet. Obviously, I have no original ideas, but people say in the movie, I don't know if you remember, but when Snow is dropping those guns into the river, that really he had killed Lucy and was dumping her body in the river. But he's so crazy, he even convinced himself that maybe she got away because he couldn't deal with the fact that he killed her. And I'm like, I kind of love that theory. Not from like, I don't want Lucy to be dead. Like, I hope Lucy got away, obviously, but it's so unhinged that like Snow could be that crazy that he would convince himself, like, I didn't really kill her. Like, I really did love her, like, I'm just getting rid of the evidence. But it's like, maybe he lost touch with the reality just a little bit. And I kind of like that.
I like the one where didn't someone say like the person who ran District 13 is really Lucy?
President Alma Coin, I've heard that. I've heard it's either President Alma Coin is Lucy or Alma Coin is Lucy's daughter. But yeah, like I've definitely heard that theory. I'm like, that would be kind of funny if they ended up squaring off one more time.
And in the end, Snow would still win because of Katniss's final blow that time.
Yeah. Snow lands on top.
I mean, Snow's awful. Like he's awful in the Hunger Games. You see his villain origin story in Songbirds and Snakes, but he is truly evil in this book.
Yeah, like it is, and that's why I know like you don't want to read about kids killing kids, but I feel like we need more books from between the 10th Hunger Games and this Hunger Games because Snow's progression is like in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, he's not evil evil. He's misguided, he makes bad decisions, and maybe like he's a little bit of a sociopath, but he's not like completely horrible yet per se. And by this one, yeah, it's just like pure evil. Like the fact that they replaced Luella with some other girl, tortured her, all that stuff, and then like passed her off as Luella. It's like that is very depraved. That's disturbing. So yeah, like I feel like we need an in between to see kind of more of that progression of what changed.
See, part of me wants someone that we've never even heard of because I just feel like it
Mm,
creates like more lore. Like I went on Wiki and they have a list of all the winners over time, and there's like a bunch of bunch of black holes because we don't
hmm
know who really won from. Like we know the winner, like we know BD one, Mags one in between, and Wire is one in
hmm
between then, but like
hmm
we don't know when, like what order, like what. So I want something like in between so we can kind of get more pieced together. And I want more like after the winning. Like how do these victors interact? Like we get like a taste of it. That's
hmm
my favorite part of each of these series, like each of these books is the taste of like the capital while the victors are in it and it's like not in war. I think that's really interesting and all the I like how the training has changed from especially from Songbirds and Snakes to this book. They like it completely changed already and we saw it changed a million times more with Katniss and how like it evolved, but it's just interesting.
No, I agree. Literally, my mom does not like Catching Fire as much as some of the other movies because she gets bored when they're in the Capitol. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's part of why I love Catching Fire so much. Like seeing Katniss and Peeta go to the tribute like parties and interact with the Capitol people, and then seeing them interact with the other tributes at the tribute center and all that stuff. I'm like, that's the part I live for because we know what happens once they get to the arena. Like everyone's going to die. Okay, fun. But the stuff that's interesting is the interactions in the Capitol. And so some people have floated the idea that the next book should either be about like Effie Trinket or Plutarch Heavensby or someone from the Capitol and their perspective so we get more of that like Capitol side of things, but still like rebel.
Yeah, that'd be interesting if it's like in Effie Trinket's point of view, but like still like a full Hunger Games, like of how what she does when she watches it. Because you still need that like arc of the Hunger Games of like there's a
Hmm.
winner. Cause I just feel like if you watch just the Capitol, it's like kind of reality show.
Yeah, bloody
I'd wa-
reality show, but yeah.
I'd watch it for sure if it was a reality show.
I want more of Tigress though, because I feel like that's a complete and total mystery. Like we know who Tigress was in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and we know who she is however freaking many years later, like 60 years later in Mockingjay. But like that time in between, what happened between her and Snow and like her rise because she was a designer in the Hunger Games and now she's like disgraced and it's like I think that could be really interesting.
No, she's really could go anywhere. She has literally like
So many
60
kids she could kill off.
she has like 64 years she can write.
Yeah, literally.
I just want to know where she got this idea from.
I mean, I don't really want to know where she got this idea from. I'm a little concerned about Suzanne Collins. I also feel like, Squid Games is such a big thing, and that's another show where they like compete, and if you don't win, you die. And I'm just like, I really hope none of this is based in reality. Like, there's not some underground black market of competing on people or like betting on people who compete, because like, it's just really disturbing.
Yeah, when I read these books, I always think, what would I do if I was in the Hunger Games? Like what? Like I don't know. Like would I
Lay down
just?
and die.
Part of me hopes I wouldn't. Like part of me hopes I'd honestly pull a Haymitch, not take on the arena, but just hide.
You're going to drown the brain.
No, I don't want to do that. I just want to like play nice. I'll hide and I'll do whatever act they want me to if it means that I can live.
You literally are the opposite of all the victors because like Peter's like, I don't want to be a piece in their game. And you're like, I will be a piece in their game if it means I could go home.
I will. No, I'll say whatever you want me to say. I'll do whatever you want. Just please let me live. I beg you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would want to live, but I do fear that my fight or flight response is actually freeze and that I would just kind of curl up on the ground and wait for someone to end me quickly.
I just picture you whenever the elevator like was like boom 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 and you were just like running back and forth. Like it wasn't even in one direction. It was just back and forth.
I was so concerned that our building was literally about to collapse. And I was like, we are not going to make it out in time.
Instead of you leaving, you just ran back and forth in the building.
Oh man, I have such high anxiety.
No, I guess, like, even when Haymitch did his first kill, like, I didn't think I could do it. Like, I do think that takes over when you're in an actual life or death situation. I think your body just knows what's real and what's fake.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, I would be their puppet. Heck, put me in a costume.
No, I would not survive the Hunger Games. Like, there's no chance in heck I would be the winner of the Hunger Games. So, like, I don't even have to worry about being a puppet because I will die if I got reaped into the Hunger Games. Like, I have no survival instincts. I would eat the poison berries. I would not be able to outrun anyone. Like, I can't climb a tree. I don't know how I'm supposed to get away from anyone. And I can dog paddle, but like that's not going to save me if the arena's flooded. I don't even worry about it because I'm like, you know what? If it comes to it, I will just die. That's fine.
Part of me wants a book from a District 1 tribute
I've heard a lot of people say that.
because I want to know what it's like growing up in a place where you want to be on the Hunger Games.
Mm. See, I want it only for the betrayal they will feel after they win and how they will still be used by the Capitol and abused by the Capitol. Because, like, I feel like that is important. Like, yes, the capital maybe favors District 1 and District 2, and like, they're trying to get all the glory and win the Hunger Games, but it's like when the Hunger Games is over, they're still district. They still go back to their district. They're still paraded around like animals. And like we know from Finnick's story that desirable tributes are often sold for their bodies and all that stuff. So it's like just because you won the Hunger Games doesn't mean you're safe from the Capitol. And I think that like betrayal aspect would be really interesting to read about.
You're kind of evil.
I know. That's why I kind of love these books.
No, I wanted for. I think it would be sad. Like, just them reading, like, having this hope and looking up to this game. Like, I watched earlier, like, I don't remember the book 'cause it's been so long, but I watched just deleted scenes from the first interviews of the first Hunger Games. And, like, the District 1 tribute was like, I've been dreaming of being in the Hunger Games since I was a kid. Like, they have this
Mm,
crazy mentality. Like, it's almost like a professional sport, but, like, you're gonna kill people and you could die yourself. And I
yeah.
just want to know what gets you to that point.
Probably fear of dying. And then your parents are like, look, it could happen to you. So you need to train up and win this.
Well, they volunteer. All
I
of them
know.
usually do.
Yeah. Well, that's like a lot of people talk about how the brother sister duo in Catching Fire that got called and they both went into the games together. She I think won a game and then she won the next year's game. And so people are like, did they both volunteer? Did maybe he do something bad and so she got reaped as punishment, but then she won anyway? But it's like if they both volunteered, that's crazy that they were both like I want to win this. And then they just did. Um, yeah, I don't know. District 1 and District 2 is kind of a mystery to me because obviously that's not, no one's, no one in District 12 is like, I want to go die in the Hunger Games.
No, it's a dreadful day.
Yeah.
It's awful. And that's why I'm just and what if, like, more than one person volunteers?
Well, they actually address that in the first Hunger Games book. They say that it's the first person to volunteer, and often multiple District 1 or District 2 careers will like try and volunteer at the same time. And so it's like the first one who gets it gets to do it. But it's like, it's crazy. You would not catch me volunteering for that.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I would look for the next set of volunteer and be like,
Yeah. Like, oh, too bad. He got there before me. Whoops. Would you
no, it was
volunteer for someone you loved?
I don't know.
Is there
I
anyone
don't
you love enough to volunteer for?
I don't know. Well,
Yeah,
I only have a little brother and I can't volunteer for him because he's a boy.
that's
And,
true.
like, for anyone that I love as a counterpart, that's just dumb because you can't both win.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Am I a bad friend for not saying I'd volunteer for you?
No, I don't think I'd volunteer for you. I would send you gifts in the arena though. Just like I admire Katniss for volunteering for Prim. And maybe if I had like a little sister, maybe it would be different. But I don't. I have an older sister and I know she would not volunteer for me. So, we'll send each other gifts. She'll be fine.
No, what breaks my heart?
No.
Maisley's twin.
Yeah. What's her name? Maisley and Marilee.
And then whenever she's like, will her sister still call herself a twin? And I'm like, just rip my heart out. Why don't you?
When Haymitch mistook her at the funeral for Maisley, I was very sad, both for him and for the sister, because it's like her whole life she will look in the mirror and see her sister's face. And that's sad.
I'm so sad for it. And I thought Luella's family was really nice to Hamish for like housing him.
Yeah.
And then he refused to give them answers.
Yeah, Haymitch was kind of a turd in that regard. But I think he was trying to protect them, sort of.
It's a good thing she died in her own way and not in the game.
Literally, because I wrote a review and filmed it for my YouTube channel, and then I never edited it because that's too much work. But I literally said, like, it's not that I'm glad Luella died, but I do think it's better to die the way she did. Kind of, I mean, it was quick. She hit the pavement, boom, over, and she didn't have to suffer through the games. Because, like, 13-year-olds don't win the games. Like, I know Finnick won at 14, I think, and he was the youngest, but it's like, kids aren't like children aren't going to be 16, 17, 18-year-old. So like in that sense, I'm glad she died the way she did, because I would have, I mean, I hated watching Lulu go through it, but at least Lulu was kind of mentally gone a little bit. Not that
She
that helps.
she made me laugh sometimes whenever she was kind of just like she would like smell the flowers and like he like was trying so hard to protect her and he literally couldn't.
Literally, what did she say when during her interview? She just like went off the rails and was like trying to bite the audience members, I think. And I was like, I kind of love her.
No, she made me laugh for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely not so, but
Yeah.
no, I felt awful, but like I guess I was really scared they were gonna reap Haymitch's girlfriend and bring her as a replacement.
That could have been interesting.
Like I thought whenever Snow was like turn around, I thought it was gonna be, and he already knew who his like cubby girlfriend was because he had
Yeah.
all this information already, and I was
Yeah.
like, it better not be because I knew he wasn't gonna go home to her because something tragic had to happen for him to be depressed and alone.
Yeah. Well, I think the honestly the worst part, other than, I mean, I think watching my mother and brother burn to death would be very horrific. But I think the part that's like maybe hardest to live with is that he literally was the one who fed her the gumdrop that killed her. Like, it's not just that he watched her die. He put the gumdrop in her mouth that killed her. And I don't know how you go on from that.
Why was she even holding a bag of gumdrops?
I think Snow or someone had it planted in, like, or something.
But why would you pick up a random bag of gumdrops yourself?
Maybe she just thought, I don't know, like free candy. She
Like
was a hungry girl in her Hunger Girl era.
if Haymitch wasn't there, would she eat the gumdrop anyway?
She probably assumed he left them for her when she turned around and saw him there and was like, "Oh, my boyfriend surprised me with this bag of gumdrops." I don't
I
know.
just hope her family knows it wasn't him. They don't. They know, right?
I think they know. I don't think they were mad at him. I couldn't decipher the comment her uncle made about not again when she dies and Haymitch is calling out to her family and the uncle or whoever comes up and he's like, oh, not again. That's not really how he said it as he watched her die. But like,
Come on.
oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. Another one. But I wasn't sure if he was referencing Lucy Gray, like he'd seen her die, or if it was just like another, like, because Maud Ivory died allegedly in childbirth. So I don't know if it was like, oh no, another bear bites the dust. But I thought the comment was interesting when he was like, "Oh shoot, not again."
I think it has to be Lucy Gray.
You think so?
Yeah, because that's someone who was killed by snow, or maybe was killed by snow. So
Maybe.
it would make sense again because it'd be like snow got them again.
Well, I still hope Lucy Gray got away. I mean, I'm still holding out hope that she somehow escaped.
I don't know. I loved her outfit though. That dress that she wore for her reaping, I would wear out and about. I don't know where I'd wear it to. It'd probably be a costume, but I loved it.
Literally, why does everyone hate Rachel Zegler, who plays her? What did I miss? Because I thought she was phenomenal in the movie, and I became a big Rachel Zegler fan. And then, like, I open up the internet, and people are like, die. I don't know what happened.
So she pissed off the Disney fans because with Sleeping with the Beauty or Sleeping Beauty, Sleeping with the Beauty. She was in Sleeping Beauty, right?
Yes.
So her press tour for that was god awful. Like watching the
Oh,
interviews, I'm like, this hurts. And I think after like so it was like a mid well they were like mid recording. She did like a bunch of interviews and she like awful interviews. And then they actually went back and re-recorded things and changed what they were going to originally record it. Like it's a bad mashup because Disney fans were so pissed off at her. And what she said, I don't even remember what she said. I don't want to quote it, but she basically pissed off Disney fans.
I did not see that Snow White movie. I saw the trailer with the CGI dwarves, and I was like, what? I'm so confused. Also, I thought the original backlash about that movie wasn't everyone mad that they were casting diverse people to play the dwarves and then they CGI'd all the dwarves anyway? I'm like so confused about that movie. I feel like it was just bad from the start. Like from the get-go, it was kind of doomed.
I do also think she's very outspoken and she just
Mhm.
rubs people the wrong way. I still loved her in this movie. Big fan. And
Yeah.
also she was in West Side Stories. West Side Story.
Yep. Yep.
Amazing voice. No, I love the Songbird and
Snake.
Snake movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the book. I liked the
Yeah.
movie.
I liked the book, but I will say I listened to it on audio, and I feel like the audio voice guy did pretty good at kind of like bringing Snow to life in a is he bad? Is he just misguided kind of way? Because I think if I had physically read it, I would have been bored. But because I was listening to it, it was kind of like a little more interesting.
Again, with that book, the interesting part was the capital.
Yeah.
Like the games itself, especially that game was so boring. They were in one spot. It was like I can't
Yeah.
imagine what the games were before the 10th one when they were in just a gymnasium or like an arena and like just
Yeah.
it lasts
Throw
probably
them
like an
in.
hour.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's why no one really cared to watch because it's like not interesting.
You're like literally then watching people die for fun.
Yeah.
And then the whole like when how like Snow's father and that guy like made the games drunk and then he took it
Yeah.
back, but he couldn't take it back. Like that was so interesting. So
Yeah. No, it's interesting. And yeah, like I feel like the sky's the limit with what she can do with this series. And I think as long as she keeps writing them, people will keep reading them because they're interesting. And, like I've always said, instead of reading that stupid crap they make us read in high school, what are some of those like Catcher in the Rye is still to this day one of the dumbest things I have ever read. I still get mad when I think about it. And there are other ones too, but I'll just name Catcher in the Rye because it makes me the most mad. We should be reading books like this that actually kind of like have meaning and are profound and like study human nature and why do people do what they do. It's interesting.
I think they do read it for schools now.
Do they really?
I know my brother did.
That's incredible. I've been petitioning for that since high school. And by petitioning for it, I mean like just telling my mom. But I am the OG. We should read this in school. Hunger Games girl.
Yeah, no, I really think they do. Maybe unless I'm just fully lying and it's all my dreams, but I'm like 92% sure.
Nice. That's pretty good odds.
I can see why they probably wouldn't read it in school in some cases because it is children killing children, but I guess all those books have dark sides too, so it's fine.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure Catcher in the Rye deals with like suicidal thoughts and drugs and stuff like that. So I'm like, if they can read that, they can read this. This is fine.
No, I'd read him. I bought those. I don't think I bought the special edition for the first four, so I'm waiting to buy Sunrise on the Reaping until it comes out in the special edition with the sprayed edges.
Yeah, I think that's what these are right here. I don't know if you can see, but I bought those as well at Barnes and Noble. I like debated because I already kind of own them all and I own a couple copies of the first one and I was like, I don't really need these, but then I decided I did because they were pretty. Both times I've gone to Barnes and Noble, I've spent like over $150 on books. So that's been fun.
I only have one shelf now. I have been limited to one shelf. It's rough.
That's so rude.
I know. I do have two big tubs of books in storage, and I got rid of like 100 books.
Oh my
Yeah, it
gosh. Where
hurt.
did you get rid of them to?
I donated a lot of them to the free little library by my old apartment, and every time I'd walk past them, they were all gone. So that made me feel good. And then I sold like the ones that have like higher value on
Pango?
which I sold my From Blood and Ash books. I have decided I am never finishing that series.
It's an interesting choice.
Not the
I
one you
mean,
gave me. I still have that one copy.
I have been debating what to do about those books as well, because I too will never finish the series in any way, shape, or form. But I have at least two special editions of From Blood and Ash, the first book, and I have all of them up until like the fifth or sixth. How many books are there? One, two, three, four. I have five up there, like way up there. So I'm like, I have some of them. Do I complete the set just to complete the set and never finish it because that's too much work? Or do I get rid of them?
I think there's like five more books. I think she has a lot more, and that's what discouraged me because I was like, no.
That's so I what book did I just read? I just read a book that I said if this is a three series, like a three-book series, I'll enjoy it. But if this is one of those series where they're going to drag it on and on and on the way they did from Blood and Ash and that stupid Crave series, do you remember that stupid Crave series? When I thought that was a three-book series, it's like, fine, I can get through it, whatever. But then when she went on to like book six, come on.
Well, after book two, that book got stupid. Crave was awful.
Yes, but I was willing to hang in there if it ended at book three. Man, those books were so bad. I need to
Was it
actually
Quicksilver?
sell. Quicksilver, yes, Quicksilver. I got done. I was like, if this is three books, I'm in. If this is one where they try and make it like a 6 to 8 part thing, I'm gonna be out because it belongs in the 3 book category.
It's good. I liked it. I thought it was a little different, but also had the same stuff that I like in other fairy books, but it still had enough uniqueness that it was a twist.
I liked the alchemy stuff because I feel like I haven't seen that in other books. But then I was reading people's reviews where they were like, it's exact someone said it is a Court of Mist and Fury fan fiction. And I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, I don't think, because I'm like, a Court of Mist and Fury, she was with Tamlin and then she's with Rhysand and falls in love. And I'm like, there is no love triangle in this, as far as I know, unless I missed something. So I didn't really get that. But some people were like, this is just a Court of Mist and Fury. And I was like, I don't really get that.
I feel like they're reaching. Like
People
there's
are just
like
haters.
yeah, I don't think so. I think there's a lot of books that are very similar to the court. There's books that are literally a court of, and then they're like something else. Like
Literally, it seemed like every book coming out like a year and a half ago was just a court of blah, blah, blah. Like every single one followed that pattern. I was like, oh my gosh, can we at least pretend we're doing something different? Like, I don't care if you follow the template, but like naming it the same thing's a little much.
no, yeah, exactly. So no, I thought like I'm trying to even think of the plot, and it was like this one like Pharaoh wasn't this one magical being that can make weapons. Like that's not
Yeah.
even near That's not even on the plot list of any of Sarah J. Maas's books.
Yeah, I didn't really get those comments, but a lot of people were just like, "Oh, it's like every other fairy book." And I was like, "Well, they all follow kind of a general thing, but I thought the alchemy part of this one was cool." I will say I can't recommend it to my mom because she was like, "Can I read that one?" And I was like, "No. No, you cannot. No." Like, why would you even ask that? Because like those scenes were pretty spicy in my opinion.
I read it in the beginning of the year. I'm kind of forgetting the spicy factor, but no, I like that book. I'm excited to read Silver Elite eventually, and also that's another book I want to read. But we're gonna read our Ollie Hazel book for our next podcast. So we'll wrap it up here before I go on more tangents. So overall, I give this book a 4 out of 5.
I give it 5 out of 5 because it's Haymitch, and Haymitch was my one true love from high school.
It was a 4 just because I just don't like sad endings, and I knew it was gonna be sad. But overall, really enjoyed myself reading it, and I would recommend. But thanks for listening. This is Kayla.
And Marissa.
Have a good night, and make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.